Hello, how are you? Today I'm going to tell you what happens when you drink coffee with lemon on an empty stomach in the morning. A lot of people have been asking me to make a video explaining more about this. They want to know my opinion, what's really behind it, because it's become a trend nowadays on the internet, on various social media platforms, with people saying they lost a lot of weight just by drinking coffee with lemon on an empty stomach in the morning. So I'm going to tell you more about this. Stick around until the end because you won't want to miss it. If you love tips on nutrition, health, and fitness, you're going to love this channel. So go ahead, subscribe, and remember to turn on the notification bell to get updates. I post new videos every day. You're going to love them. And if you enjoy these videos where I come here to talk about internet trends, what's backed by science and what isn't, go ahead and leave a like and suggest a topic for the next video. I'd love that. And don't forget to like, because it really helps me out. So let's get started. Let's start talking about this new trend, which actually isn't that new anymore. It's been a while since people started talking more about this drink that seems almost miraculous, taken in the morning on an empty stomach, which is the mix of coffee with lemon. So how do people usually make it? If you haven't heard about this, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's people posting videos on the internet showing how they look after drinking coffee with lemon on an empty stomach for 30 days. They claim they lost a lot of weight and that it was because of this coffee. And usually they prepare black coffee without sweetening it or adding anything different at all. In that regular plain cup of coffee, they squeeze in half a lemon and drink it right away, just like that. People say the taste really isn't great. It's quite strong and unusual, but the potential benefits more than make up for it. We'll talk more about that in just a bit. So, what do we know about this mixture? Of course, coffee has countless benefits. I even have a video here where I talk more about the health benefits of coffee. Because it naturally contains a significant and substantial amount of caffeine, the very first thing coffee does, quite obviously, in the early morning on an entirely empty stomach is effectively help you fully wake up, feel much more energetic, and become significantly more alert, which is undeniably good for the entire morning period for a great many people. In addition, this caffeine helps to increase your metabolism. Your basal metabolic rate goes up. So you can theoretically lose even more significant weight if you regularly drink coffee, because it effectively speeds up your body's metabolism and actively promotes healthy weight loss. Still talking more about this metabolic aspect and the effect of coffee on weight loss, it will make you mobilize more fat, meaning you'll be able to access and burn your fat stores more effectively, which also promotes weight loss and ends up being very interesting. In addition, coffee really does have many active compounds, over 1,000 bioactive substances, but the most studied and most well-known are precisely caffeine and chlorogenic acid, which also act as antioxidants and can even help prevent and control certain diseases. This is a very interesting detail about coffee. It helps protect the liver, it can help better control type 2 diabetes, it can help with depression for some people, and it can help with neurological problems, helping to prevent issues like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. So, several studies have already been conducted regarding the benefits of daily coffee consumption. Of course, it also has some contraindications, which I will talk to you about later, at the end. But having coffee in the morning definitely makes a lot of sense, especially if it's already part of your routine. It might be a great idea for you to keep doing it. But does that mean that coffee has this special power to make you lose even more weight, especially when combined with lemon? Could they really be such a powerful combination? I'll tell you more about that. But first, let's also talk about the beneficial properties of lemon, which have already been proven by science. Of course, when we think of lemon, we think of it as a citrus fruit. And the first thing that comes to mind when we think about lemon and lime is its high vitamin C content, which is really interesting. And for many people, breakfast isn't usually a time when they consume vitamin C. So it's a good idea to add some fruit or another source of this valuable nutrient. That's because vitamin C is a natural antioxidant, it strengthens the immune system, and consuming it in the morning can be good for you as well, since vitamin C can help cleanse your liver and aid in eliminating toxins. I have a video here where I talk more about lemon water, about drinking water on an empty stomach in the morning, and I'll leave that down below in the description for you as well. Now let's talk about the promises of drinking this beverage, what people say it will do for you, and in fact, what science has to say about it. The first thing people claim is that it will really help you lose weight. Although this refreshing drink naturally contains beneficial caffeine from the coffee and essential vitamin C from the lemon, which effectively helps to detoxify the liver, it can certainly help you to lose weight if you consistently maintain a balanced diet for the rest of the day. If you drink coffee with lemon on an empty stomach in the morning but continue eating poorly, having fast food for lunch, sandwiches or pizza for dinner, ordering delivery, eating lots of sweets, Obviously, it won't work miracles. So it's not a magic formula that will make you lose weight, but of course caffeine can help you, especially if you didn't use to consume caffeine before and you start drinking it with this beverage. Because caffeine tends to have an effect that over time loses some of its thermogenic properties for many people who have been consuming it regularly for many years. So, for example, if you didn't drink coffee before and started drinking it, you will usually experience more effects than people who already consumed coffee and just started adding lemon to it. That's an important point to mention. Another thing people say is that by consuming this beverage, you'll have fewer episodes of headaches. So, many people who suffer from headaches or migraines wonder if it's worth it. These are people who aren't concerned about losing weight, but who want to have fewer headaches in their daily lives. Of course, the caffeine present in the beverage, because it is a vasoconstrictor, can help reduce pain at first. But on the other hand, some studies have already found that caffeine can also be a trigger for headaches in many people. So once again, this really depends on the individual, because for some people, actually removing caffeine can cause headaches, and for others, adding caffeine can cause headaches. So it's really an individual matter. It doesn't necessarily mean that it will work for your case. Maybe you can try it, but I'm telling you now, if you have a trigger related to caffeine, it could even make things worse. Many people also say that this drink helps you go to the bathroom, to have a bowel movement first thing in the morning. This can in part be related because caffeine can actually stimulate the colon more and give that urge to go that many people need. And in addition, lemon can also have this effect. When you drink lemon water on an empty stomach, usually because it stimulates the liver more, it can make you feel more like going to the bathroom. For some people it works well, but you don't necessarily need to have coffee with lemon together to get this effect. If you consumed either one separately, you would already have a similar effect, so that's a tip for you. So, let's talk about the negative effects or the concerns you should have, because everything in life has two sides, as always. So, remember that even though coffee is absolutely wonderful, improves your focus, helps you wake up, has lots of antioxidants, protects the liver, and everything else I mentioned, coffee is also a major stimulant of the central nervous system. So, if you're already a more anxious person, someone who is more stressed at the moment, or someone who has some kind of cardiovascular problem, palpitations, tachycardia, if you have any associated health condition, it might not be a good idea for you to consume coffee. So you might wonder if it's worth drinking decaffeinated coffee. It's not, because in fact, many of the benefits come from the caffeine itself. So in this case, it might be better for you to just have water with lemon to get other benefits, but forget about coffee in this scenario. Also remember that coffee is a very acidic drink, and lemon is also extremely acidic. So when you combine the acidity of coffee with that of lemon, especially first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, it can be too much for some people's stomachs. There are people who really can't tolerate this in the morning at all, and it can worsen cases of reflux or gastritis, especially in people who already have some pre-existing digestive or health condition. So always remember, if you have any special health condition, to always consult your doctor or your nutritionist before trying anything different like this. Still regarding lemon in the morning on an empty stomach, likewise, if you have a tendency to develop gastritis or reflux, it can be harmful in some cases for some people, while for others, it may not be. But for others, it can be harmful, especially when taken on an empty stomach in the morning. So once again, if you have any specific health condition, it's always a good idea to talk to your local nutritionist. It's truly worth emphasizing that consistently consuming coffee with fresh lemon in the early morning on an entirely empty stomach genuinely brings forth all the significant benefits we've previously mentioned and thoroughly discussed. However, it's important to note that you don't necessarily have to consume them together simultaneously or specifically put lemon directly into your coffee to experience these positive effects. If you want to enjoy these benefits in a way that's more pleasant to your taste, you can have your lemon water in the morning, which for many people works well with a large glass of water and half a lemon. You can use more or less lemon or more or less water depending on the person, but on average, that's what works for most people. Wait about 10 to 15 minutes and then have your black coffee, no sugar, no sweetener, nothing, and you'll get both beneficial effects, but without that strange taste of lemon mixed with coffee. Personally, I've never tried it, nor do I feel inclined to, but if you have, let me know down below if you liked it, what it tastes like, if you have any tips for drinking it, colder, hotter, what works best. That said, it's important to emphasize once again that this drink, or even just the combination of these two ingredients in the same meal, lemon with coffee as I mentioned, is not miraculous at all. So drinking this at breakfast and then continuing to sit for hours and hours every day, watching TV, watching Netflix, which a lot of people are doing, feeling a bit lazy. Stopping physical activity, eating all sorts of things on the weekend, lots of fatty foods, lots of sweets, lots of fast food, staying up late, doing all that and just drinking coffee with lemon is not going to help you lose weight. It's not going to work miracles. So, as a complement, along with a balanced diet, physical activity, and a good night's sleep, you might see better results than someone who doesn't do these things. So always remember this, it's not a free pass for you to eat whatever you want and stop exercising, because that just won't work. Tell me down below if you've actually tried this mixture, if you've lost weight, or if there's something you've done in your daily routine that gave you good weight loss results. I would love to see your comment. It might even inspire me to make a different kind of video. And if you know about any new trends and want me to come here and give my opinion based on science, leave it for me in the comments below. I'd love to see your suggestion. Remember to like the video because that really helps me out, and share it with anyone who would enjoy it or who needs it. Let's work together to spread this positive change. That's what I want here on the channel. See you next time. Bye.